All right, welcome everyone. We're going to get moving because we have a ton going on today. I'm David Berkowitz. Good to see so many of you joining us today live, and a lot of you know me as the founder of AI Marketers Guild, also the CMO of Athena Solutions, and so I'm going to be here in wearing a couple of hats today and sharing a few things I've never shared before. So you're some of the first to see this. Athena Solutions will be sharing a bunch of things that our team's never shared before. So you're in for a lot of first ever treats. As you have questions, feel free to chime in the chat. That's probably going to be easiest because we're going to be moving pretty quickly, and we have a few different sections. We've got tech demo, we've got a terrific fireside chat with Judah Phillips and Alex Kangoun, and so there's a lot you're going to want to see. I'll try to surface a lot of the questions. We'll answer anything offline that we can't get to, and I'm going to start diving right into it. And so let's see. One thing I do want to share is that we have an exclusive book promo today. I actually just got. I'll reach and actually get I've got my advanced reader copy, but I just yesterday, the day before, got my actual copies of the book that just came out last week, Using AI for Marketing, a non-obvious guide. So some of what I'm going to be sharing, a lot of it is actually directly from the book, and a bunch of things that I've been observing for the past couple of years while building AI Marketers Guild. And for the AMG members in the room, I'm so grateful to all I've been able to learn from that amazing crew. But yes, feel free to go to bit.ly/AI book promo. And Brent, if you want to add the link into the chat, just so it's easy to find. And then or scan the QR code if you prefer. But we're going to do the drawing today, so this is really for folks who are part of this event right now. And then got a decent chance to win one of the first editions of this book. So I've got way too much to cover. It's kind of insane how much I'm trying to right now, but I'm going to go super fast. I'm really excited about a lot of this. And then we're going to see a tech demo that puts us in, shows us in action, and a lot more to come. So here's a bunch of things we're going to cover, from hard truths about AI to ethics in the future, too many memes, starting with The Rock. There's actually some great research I saw that just came out this week that AI can come up with memes about as funny as humans can. I can share the link later, but it's wild. AI could probably come up with memes better than I did today. But the human warts and all version is also more fun. So let's get into a few hard truths about AI, see what you agree with, disagree with, and welcome hearing some of yours. If it's in quotes, I have this great obnoxious habit now that I have something in book form of quoting myself from the book. So that's also what you get to see today. AI is everywhere. One of the things I even learned while writing the book is that when I wasn't using AI to write the book, I was using things like Grammarly that has AI tools. I was fact checking stuff, and even just going in Google, you're using AI right now because the AI search results are starting to come up above the regular results. So even if you don't want to use AI, you're relying on AI, and it's and to not be it, it's sort of like one of those Walden Pond things. You're trying to live off the grid. It's almost impossible. If you're not overwhelmed by AI, to quote Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, are you frightened? You're not nearly frightened enough. Yeah, there is so much going on. It is impossible to keep up with. I think that there are very few outright AI experts in that God mode who can see and know everything, because there is too much to see and know. But you can do more to stay on top of it. And hopefully by joining sessions like this, we can all just help each other learn and get a little bit further along. I'm going to be learning I'm probably going to be learning while I am speaking, but I'm definitely going to be learning from the other presenters in this call and any of the comments that come in. I think there are some dangers. We're going to talk about a lot of positive aspects of AI, but I think that there are things we got to watch out for, like how AI is stripping away shared experiences, how we're all getting our individualized version of things. It's great that we have so much context that AI is being trained on, but it's also, when we don't have those day-to-day Super Bowl moments, or World Cup moments for our international audience here that unite us and allow us to see the same thing at the same time, I think we lose something in the process. Most AI projects fail. And I think that's actually a good thing, because if not, then it would mean people are playing it too safe. I don't think we always need to fail fast and break things. You can fail fast and try not to break things like your own company or your economy or something like that. But you can fail, and that's great, right? And then it just means like, okay, just keep trying to line up bigger and bigger wins. And as long as you're failing and learning, you're failing the right way. Also, some of this is new. Some of this really isn't. I've been working on the agency side for on and off for the past 20 years, and I've seen all kinds of waves of things, from the search wave to the social wave to the mobile wave to the Internet of Things wave. If you even remember that wave? To we're still trying to figure out if there's a Web3 wave or what the heck that is. Is that a blip? Is it society transformation? But we do see that that there is a lot of hunger of just like, oh, we got to flock to the latest buzzword rather than figure out how to use this strategically. Speaking of which, you don't need an AI marketing strategy, which is probably something that is anathema, and if not sacrilegious, for someone like me who's been a strategist working in the AI space and working with companies like Athena Solutions that are deep in AI. But you don't need you need a marketing strategy. You need a business strategy, and you need to figure out where AI fits in with this. That means there are new metrics and new memes. Come on, we got the Batman and Robin meme here. So share of voice has been a long accepted marketing metric, right? Like, you want to own as much of the conversation, whether it's in search or social. Share of model is becoming one. I believe that this was coined by Brand Tech Group and Jellyfish, a terrific agency, and the chief strategy officer, Jack Smith, I believe he's the one who coined it. A share of model. How often does your brand come up? And by the way, a little bonus tip for you if you're not deep in the AI space: if you haven't been searching AI, chatting with your LLM of choice, your AI engine of choice, for non-branded searches, you're missing out, right? It's not just like, what does it say about my hotel? It's, what does it say about hotels in Wisconsin? Does your property come up, right? Like those are things like, how much of a share of that model do you have? Again, business goals, I'll repeat that because it's worth repeating, right? It's not just about marketing goals. It's not just about your AI goals. Hell no. But like, you look at some of these case studies like Reckitt Benckiser, and yes, we will send these slides. Lots of links handy as well. So by all means, encourage checking the original sources here. But these are not hallucinations, and I even had to double, triple research them for the book. So these are pretty solid here. They're not just things AI happen to tell me. But even things like looking at how AI can help with emissions goals, right? Like wild stuff going on where AI is being used for good, or Domino's being used helping with order accuracy. Even things like I love how they're even factoring in driver tips, right? Like, if you have happier customers, they're going to tip the drivers more. And then guess what? Your your customers will not only be happier, your drivers are probably going to work for you longer, and then you're going to have lower churn, and it's going to have all these ancillary effects on the business. So it's like wild to see where things like AI powered operational efficiency, learning from that data and tracking the flow of data. And that's why, when we talk, hear from folks like Alex Kangoun and Judah Phillips later, like they're the experts in that, not me, but I think it's just fascinating to learn about. Bernie, Uncle Bernie, one of the best all time memes, right? So it isn't about the age of the brand. It isn't about how many people work there, how much money work there. Again, this is something I've seen so much over the past 20 years on the agency side, that there are legacy brands out there that really, really get it. Anyone have one of these? I'm unfortunately not going to wait for all the answers chiming in, but yes, this is the original soccer tort in the hotel soccer. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but so be it. But this is my daughter who is eating one in the best way possible, all in. It is still how she and I like to eat, right? If you can eat with your hands, just feel it, right? Shoving that chocolate down. Now, this is the hotel is actually about 150-year-old. It inherited an earlier recipe, and so they're using things like fully automated chat bots and saving a ton a ton of customer service hours, increasing customer satisfaction. It's like again, like you don't have to be the biggest property in the world. You definitely don't have to be one of the newest ones to have a very, very modern back end and then front end customer experience. Prompting tips. Everyone wants prompting tips. Everyone wants to prompt better. How do we prompt better? How come we're not prompting well enough? Take it from Guru. The best tip I've seen is curiosity. Just ask a lot of questions, ask good ones. I'll share this guide again. You're not going to get all of this from a quick screenshot. Take a screenshot if you like, but I recommend even glancing at the full report, or better yet, having ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or Perplexity analyze it for you and then ask questions with your AI engine and try to understand the report better, because that's how I'm learning things these days. I've actually tried this. These are a couple of my searches. Does offering a doggy treat work? This is why, like, you try this 10 different times and it's like one time the left works, one time the right works. I don't think it makes, if you get stuck, sure, try anything, experiment, like offer it $200 if it gets it right. Do not pay it $200 if it gets it right. But like by all means, that's why curiosity, I think, is the best prompting tip. Personalization at scale is here. I actually sent holiday cards last year using HeyGen. And so you can see this is me in the same background, just more casual dress. And this is my AI avatar, who I then had sent personalized holiday cards to. And yes, to my Aunt Ida, who got a kick out of it. And some of my old bosses too got one that way, right? Like it's fun, it's crazy, it's wild. It's getting so easy to do, and being able to scale this way, it is fascinating, like how this can transform marketing. But as we'll also see, you need good data, right? This is a tip I actually heard on an AI Marketers Guild call, and I've got the actual source in the book somewhere. So sorry for blanking on the name of who first shared it. But if you search for a wooden wheel with 3 spokes, I tried this the other day. These are very, very recent images, not from last year or even from last month. And so, so this is from Ideogram, my favorite image generator. It is so smart. It puts all kinds of text on images and everything like that. It cannot do a wooden wheel of 3 spokes because it's never seen it before. It does, like, you keep begging it and I've tried this on ChatGPT. I'm sure one of you will figure out how to get this right, and you can send me the prompt tip you used. But it's amazingly, amazingly hard for AI to originate something. Customers also don't care about AI. They want it to actually do something for them. I think you get this. And it kind of segues into one of my favorite examples and the best gift that's going to be coming up here of the day. AI is so much more effective when it's invisible, right? Like who here watches American football? Like I don't care that much about football, but I can't watch it like live without the augmented reality first down markers and the scrimmage markers. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the ball's going, right? Like it's so hard for me to follow this. Maybe it's me, but I never say, oh, I'm going to watch an augmented reality powered sports match right now. No, I'm just watching football, right? And AR makes my life better. It doesn't make my football kicking skills better. This is me in January at the Raiders Stadium in Las Vegas. So yeah, I sadly won't be playing for the Raiders this year, but maybe next year. Anyway, AI can be part of the whole marketing process. Great example out of Germany, what Beck's was doing. They created a whole beer line, a whole beer brand, brainstorming to the launch. Like you go to the landing page and the microsite about this, it is fantastic, right? It's inspiring. I mean, their goal, yes, they did sell out of beer doing this, but it was a very, very limited run. So sadly, I did not get to drink any of this, and I can't tell you how it tastes. I did try the Coca-Cola AI generated like Coke Zero flavors, and we won't get into my thoughts on that because look, I'm here as a marketer, not a taste tester. But again, like I applaud all the experimentation going on right now. Well, most of the experimentation, and one thing that's true for most people these days is that it's very easy to take pot shots at New York City's mayor, and look like New York. I'm based here. I love it here, but even as the biggest city in the U.S., right? Like we get a few things wrong, and we got our AI chatbot really, really wrong when this was rolled out too quickly. Things that could have been prevented. Yeah, again, like Alex and Judah will tell you a lot about ways that things like this can be prevented. But like you can test things to make sure that your product isn't actually telling people to break the law before you roll it out to 8 million plus people and the 50, 60 million people who tend to visit. I think we had 65 million people visiting here last year. Maybe we should be a little bit more cautious. Speaking of ethics, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Levi's did come out and apologize for this flub here. It happens that they owned the mistake, but also trying to say that you're going to use AI generated models because you don't have a diverse enough ones to use, like maybe have more diverse people in the room and outside opinions to make sure you're getting the messaging right. Just to give a positive example to counter that, Google's Real Tone did an amazing job with actually solving real problems, right? Again, it's not like an AI strategy. They're just helping people with different color skin tones look better on camera. I think people care a lot about that. So we need to make AI work for everyone. And Tim Jebru has some just great ideas for how to do that. AI will break and change advertising as we know it, as agents start interacting with each other's agents. And there's a lot that we're going to be looking at in the future. Ultimately, the most important word in AI is yet, right? Sorry, not Yeti. It is yet. And so, if you haven't seen something happen yet, if AI can't do something today, just give it a few weeks, a few months, maybe a few hours, and things are changing so rapidly in this space. So thank you. If you're just joining, feel free to scan this code or go to bit.ly/AI book promo and win a few books. I'll do the drawing today right after this and let you know if you won and celebrate the winners. And yes, we'll send these slides and things after the day. On that note, I am going to actually take a drink of water and hand it over to my colleague Isha, who will show just a very practical version of AI that we're actually releasing to the world today in terms of what you can do with AI and how it can solve some real problems out there. So Isha, welcome. And by the way, Isha, happy birthday. So glad you're spending your birthday with us.
Thank you so much, David. Thank you. And thanks for the birthday wishes as well. Yeah. So welcome everyone. Today, I'm very excited to introduce you to Mozart AI, an advanced AI-powered customer service solution designed to transform how business interact with their customers. Mozart AI combines natural language processing with enterprise-grade security to deliver personalized, efficient customer service at scale. So let's start with why this matters. According to HubSpot, 90% of the customer expect an immediate response to their queries. The days of customers patiently waiting for support are over. Moreover, Zendex reports that 63% of the customer actually prefer getting their answers through chatbot or online resources rather than speaking to the human agent. This shift in customer preferences presents a significant opportunity for the businesses to meet expectations while optimizing the resources. So today's business face fundamental challenges in delivering exceptional customer service. Customer expectations has risen dramatically. They want immediate personalized assistant available around the clock. Meanwhile, organizations struggle with overburdened support teams, knowledge silos that prevent consistent service and the difficulty of scaling quality interactions. These challenges aren't just customer satisfaction issues, they directly impact business performance through customer churn, employee burnout, and operational inefficiencies. The companies thriving today are those which are addressing these systematic challenges through intelligent automation and augmentation of human capabilities. So, Mozart AI addresses these challenges heads on. Our solution resolves customer queries efficiently by answering frequently asked questions, which reduces manual efforts and wait times. This improvement in efficiency allows your human agent to focus on complex issues that truly require human judgment and empathy, providing more personalized support where it matters most. So let me explain how Mozart AI works. First, it leverages advanced natural processing to understand customer queries, even complex ones, for industry-specific terminologies as well. Second, it utilizes contextual understanding, meaning it considers previous interactions and customer history to provide relevant and personalized responses. This creates a seamless experience where customers feel understood and valued. So the result speaks for themselves. Mozart AI delivers faster response time through automated assistant, dramatically reducing waiting time and providing immediate help to the customers. It also significantly reduces manual efforts, allowing agent to focus on complex issues that require human judgment. This increases their productivity and job satisfaction while improving overall service quality. So Mozart AI also minimizes training requirement through continuous learning. The system continuously learns from new data and adapts to evolving customer needs, ensuring it stays relevant and effective. This leads to reduced training cost as the AI takes over the repetitive training tasks, saving time and resources that can be redirected to the higher value activities. Our system uses a three-tiered approach to handling customer queries. First, the chatbot provides quick, accurate answers to the common question. Second, it leverages a comprehensive knowledge base to access vast amount of information for informed resources. Third, when needed, it seamlessly connects customer with human agent for complex issues, ensuring nothing falls through the cracks. So Mozart AI is versatile and can be deployed across multiple use cases. For registered users, it provides personalized support, policy information management, claim processes assistance, and eligibility verification. For guest users, it offers journal information, policy recommendations, and registrant support. And for admin and support staff, it provides knowledge-based assistance, onboarding and training support, and data management capabilities. These capabilities extend across multiple industries. In healthcare, Mozart AI helps with insurance verification, appointment scheduling, treatment information. For financial services, it can handle account inquiries and loan guidance, and for B2B tech industry, it supports customer onboarding and technical assistant. Today, I will be showcasing a healthcare example. Mozart AI can be specific to your specific industry needs. So the benefit of implementing Mozart AI are substantial. Businesses using our solution has reported faster responses, reducing wait time by up to 90%. Higher productivity comes from freeing agents to handle more complex issues, with staff able to handle 40% high value interactions. Our smarter AI supports NLP and contextual understanding for accurate and personalized responses. Organizations typically see that cost saving of 25 to 30% from reduced training needs and operational efficiencies. And the solution offers enterprise grade scalability and security, adopting to your business growth while ensuring data privacy, particularly critical for regulated industries like healthcare and finance. So now let me show you the Mozart AI in action with a healthcare example that demonstrates the power and versatility of our solution. So for this demonstration, we will be showcasing how Mozart AI is implemented at Star Health System, a telemedicine company specializing in virtual primary care and chronic condition management. They wanted to enhance their customer experience while maintaining strict regulations with the healthcare regulations. So, due to HIPAA regulations, healthcare provider must provide strict data security and privacy protocols. So that's why Star Health System choose Mozart AI, because it can be deployed within their secure environment while ensuring sensitive patient data never leaves their system. So in this scenario, we have a patient named Puneet who recently composed Symphony Number 6. But unfortunately, his wife was hospitalized. He needs to check their insurance coverage and understands the claim process. So let's watch how Puneet logs into the Star Healthcare system, their portal, and interacts with the Mozart AI. First, Puneet goes through a secure authentication process. This ensures only registered and authorized users can access their personal health information, a critical health requirement for HIPAA compliance. So, Puneet asked the Mozart AI that, can you please tell me what is covered in my plan related to the hospital? So notice how Mozart AI provides the specific information about the coverage limits, allowed dates, and requirement, all personalized to the Puneet specific policy, not generic information. Now Puneet further asks a very specific question, that how many days will be covered under his plan. So now let's see that another question that we can ask about the claim process, that what documents he need to submit. See how Mozart AI has provided a answer that we need to submit the hospital bills, payment receipt. We have to submit these documents in order to get the thing. So Mozart AI first understands the context from the previous questions while providing accurate personalized information from the Puneet's policy details. So, what makes Mozart AI fundamentally different from traditional chatbot solutions? So, first, unlike generic AI chatbot that process data on public cloud platforms. Mozart AI is powered by large language models hosted securely within the enterprise environment. So this ensures that sensitive data is the intellectual property that remains protected within the star system, critical for both HIPAA and protecting business IP. Second, Mozart AI provides true contextual understanding, considering previous interactions and user history. It's not simply responding to the keywords like traditional chatbots, it's comprehending the full conversation and building on it, creating a natural experience that feels like talking to a knowledgeable agent. And thirdly, Mozart AI integrates seamlessly with the existing system. So, what looks simple on the surface represents the sophisticated engineering behind the scenes. All patient data is securely indexed, vectorized, and processed within the STAR infrastructure, representing significant technical efforts that creates a seamless experience. The business impact for star system has been substantial. So basically, after implementing this solution, physicians satisfied their satisfaction rate has been increased by 90%, as doctor could focus on the complex issues rather than the routine inquiries. The patient satisfaction increased by 85% with immediate accurate responses available 24/7. ER visits for non-urgent cases decreased by 30% thanks to better triage and information. Overall healthcare cost was reduced by 25% through more efficient operations. So these aren't just efficiency gains, they represent better healthcare outcomes and experiences for both providers and patients. So why build a custom solution rather than using an off-the-shelf product? So for regulated industries like healthcare, the reasons are very, very compelling. Complete customization tailored to specific clinical workflows is required. So integration flexibility is with existing electronics devices and systems is needed. Full data ownership and privacy with no sensitive information shared externally. That is very much required. So these are the things which can be covered with the customized solutions with Mozart AI. So we will be happy to discuss how Mozart AI can be tailored to your specific industry and use cases. Thank you so much for your attention. I'm ready to answer any questions about how Mozart AI can transform your customer experiences.
Great. Thank you so much, Isha. This is such a treat getting to see this in action. We're going to move right into the next section and welcome our colleague Brent Rogers and a past and present colleague who's so excited to work with on this and share what an AI readiness roadmap looks like. If there are questions you want to answer, please put them in the chat and we'll see if we can answer them right now. Then we'll be happy to follow up with you after. So let us know. Meanwhile, Brent, great to have you here. Just want to make sure we have you here.
All right. So you saw a talking head and no voice. Thanks, Dave. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining today's session. My name is Brent Rogers. I'm the sales director for North America here at Athena Solutions. And I'm excited today to introduce you to what we call the Athena Solutions AI Readiness Roadmap, a structured, practical approach to AI adoption. As you all know, many organizations want to use AI, but they don't know where to start. I mean, it is everywhere right now. If you go into your LinkedIn feed, you will find many folks talking about AI, how they use it, how they leverage it, how they bolt it onto their tools. Joe's Bait and Tackle now leverages AI. It's AI powered. The key challenge isn't adopting AI. It's actually ensuring your data, teams, and infrastructure are actually ready to support it. And that's exactly what we'll cover today, how to prepare your business for AI success with a structured step-by-step roadmap that Athena can provide to you and your organization. So as I said earlier, AI adoption isn't just about buying tools or hiring a data scientist. It's about getting your data teams and processes ready so AI actually works for your business. The AI readiness roadmap will help organizations define real AI objectives that actually align with business needs. So this way, we don't have anybody getting instructions on how to break the law in New York. It'll meet AI readiness benchmarks like ensuring data completeness and compliance. We built this roadmap based on best practices and real world use cases. So it isn't just theory, it's a structured way to move from uncertainty into action. And it's not AI isn't some futuristic dream. It's happening right now. We all see it. The problem is most companies, they don't have a real strategy to implement it. Alex, who you'll talk to later on today, he and I were on a call with a prospective customer who was talking about AI and how his boss wanted AI. The problem is they had no actual strategy on how they were actually going to implement AI. They didn't know how to do it, and they didn't know what they needed. And for smaller and mid-sized businesses, AI feels a bit out of reach, either because it's too expensive or too complex, or like I said, they just don't know where to start. And big firms can hire teams of AI specialists, but that's not an option for everyone. And that's where Athena Solutions comes into play. We've created a modular step-by-step AI readiness roadmap so companies can get started without hiring a massive AI team or throwing money at AI tools that they're not necessarily ready to use. Now let's talk about the real reasons AI projects fail. Dave already mentioned early on that a lot of them do fail. And there really are four big roadblocks that we see over and over. So there's no clear strategy, as we talked about a little bit earlier. Companies are jumping into AI without knowing what problem they're solving. Joe's bait and tackle may not need AI. I hate to tell them that. Data silos. AI is useless if your data is a mess. Skill gaps. A lot of teams really don't have the in-house expertise to manage AI properly, or it's just about bandwidth, right? We just don't have time. I'm too busy doing my real job to start to look into AI. And ROI skepticism. This is an interesting one. The reality is leaders won't invest if they can't see real business impact. But if you don't have a clear strategy, if your data is siloed, if you are having gaps in skill, it's very difficult to make a real business impact. So AI isn't just a tech challenge, it's a business challenge. And without a plan to tackle these roadblocks, AI projects stall before they even get off the ground. And it's not just our opinion. You know, the numbers prove it. Dave mentioned it earlier. 83% of businesses say data fragmentation is a major challenge. 65% say a lack of AI expertise is a roadblock. 57% of AI projects fail due to bad data quality. 42% report compliance concerns that are slowing adoption. You think about what Isha just showed you with Mozart AI, and you think about all the restrictions that come in the healthcare space or in the finance space. Those all need to be considered when you are starting an AI project. The takeaway is really AI success doesn't start with AI. It starts with getting your data, governance, and strategy in order. And that's exactly what this roadmap helps businesses do. So let's get into it. The AI readiness roadmap is structured into 5 critical phases. So there's the objective alignment, which is defining AI goals and success criteria, data readiness, so ensuring clean, structured data, governance and compliance, obviously addressing security and regulatory requirements. And then there's a proof of concept, which is really cool because it allows you to validate AI in a real world scenario. And then, of course, we can get down to the nitty-gritty of infrastructure recommendations, ensuring the right tools and tech so that you can scale AI once you've got it implemented. And each phase builds on the last, ensuring organizations move from AI ambition to AI success. So phase one is the objective alignment. So most AI projects fail because companies don't define success up front. And that's why our first step is getting clear on what AI is actually supposed to do for the business and what are the key performance indicators, the KPIs to measure the success. So what we'll do is we'll run a structured workshop to define AI priorities. So teams aren't just chasing AI because it's trendy. They're implementing AI that drives measurable business value. The second phase, if I can get my screen to move, there we go. AI is only as good as the data behind it. So you've heard the phrase garbage in, garbage out, which is a bit of an oversimplification, but it still is relevant. If your data is incomplete, outdated, or full of inconsistencies, AI will just make bad decisions really fast. So you need to consider this when you are looking at AI. In this phase, what we do is we conduct a data audit to assess quality and accessibility. We'll identify and fix any of the data gaps that could break AI models. And the deliverable from this is a data readiness checklist that ensures AI is powered by high quality, usable data. Now, if we look at phase three, AI adoption slows down when companies don't have clear policies for data security, access, and compliance. So this is the governance and compliance blueprint. We'll help develop a governance, framework that covers the security, access, and policies, ensure compliance with industry regulations. We talked about healthcare with Mozart, so it could be HIPAA. What about GDPR? What about SOC 2? Without a clear governance plan, AI efforts can run into legal and operational roadblocks. Phase four is the proof of concept, and this is probably the most fun. This is where AI moves from idea to impact. Athena Solutions helps clients choose a high value AI use case, and then we help you design and test a proof of concept. And we help you along the way measuring success using clear evaluation metrics. And this gives leadership proof that AI works before investing in large scale rollouts. If you remember me saying ROI skepticism, this is where we can help out with that. The final part is the infrastructure recommendations. AI needs a scalable foundation. We assess the current infrastructure and we'll recommend cloud, on-prem, or hybrid setups, setups that fit business needs. We'll help you from a vendor tool perspective, making sure that you've got the right vendor tools for seamless AI integration. And quite frankly, considering that we're a consultancy, we're pretty much agnostic. So the goal is to find the best tools for the best job with the people we're working at. So in the end, the deliverable is a custom infrastructure plan. So AI can scale as the company grows. So to make AI readiness practical and measurable, we offer a 3 to 6 month pilot program. It's going to track the engagement across all roadmap phases, the data quality improvements and compliance success, the AI use case validation. We have a target of an 80% success metric. And this really lets companies see the AI results before making large investments. And the reason you do it is with us is because we're the right partner. We turn AI plans into actionable roadmaps. We ensure AI efforts are tied to business goals. Our solutions are scalable and grow with your business. We don't just offer AI consulting, we provide a step-by-step framework for long-term success. And with that, I will turn it over to David. Thanks for the opportunity to share what we're doing in AI today, guys.
No, terrific. Thank you, Brent. And we'll go right into our final section with Alex Kangoun, CEO of Athena Solutions, and conversation with Judah Phillips, who I've known for 18 years. And when I first met him in my contact file, I wrote two things. One is reads my work, because I thought that was pretty impressive. And the other was damn smart. And he's still proving that to me over and over again. So, Judah, welcome.
Thank you, David. That's very kind of you.
Well, and great to have you.
this was it was that long ago on the trade show circuit, and David was speaking about social media back then and was already an influential marketer. So it's always great running into David both virtually and offline as well. And I think I'll see you next at the Silicon Alley Sports.
Well, love it. And I should say, for those who don't know, Judah, having an actual chief AI officer, chief AI and product officer here with Market Holdings, so the founder of Square. I mean, it's just great. Do you want to just share a little bit about where you're coming from, and even just how you got so deep, like how you even became a chief AI officer?
Yeah, I'd be happy to share that. So I'll just be really brief. So I started my career about 28 years ago though or so in a small startup in Amherst, Massachusetts that productized an academic toolkit for information retrieval, which is a fancy way of saying like search. There wasn't really any search. Some of the early and that company got acquired, and I learned a lot about software during that time. Dot-com implosion occurred, started doing like I guess what we call digital marketing, wanted to learn some more stuff in life, so went to grad school, worked at some big companies, had that interesting experience for a while, and then did a lot of trade shows. Eventually was fortunate, and lucky enough to be tapped as a speaker, so got to go around the world and do that. Then started to do a consultancy around data and analytics. And it leans in towards like machine learning. And I was doing like work for some big brands and some channel partners in consultancy. Ended up kind of realizing that I wanted to go back to software for a number of reasons, margins, just sort of other factors, and ended up sort of bootstrapping and funding this company, sort of grew it with a partner for some time, did that startup thing. And then eventually the ship landed on the other side of the ocean without sinking, as most startups do. And we found some friendly folks on the other side of the ocean, and we joined this company called Market Holdings that acquired Squark in maybe about 10 months ago. And Market Holdings is a conglomerate that owns many different brands that are private. So pretty large. There's 4,000 people at it, and it's a very interesting company that raises money for nonprofits, and the nonprofits tend to be the largest in the world globally, and it generates billions of dollars in donations. Does a lot of direct mail, digital marketing, and then different services from manufacturing to caging and lockboxing, if y'all know what that is, across that value chain for nonprofits. Interesting model too, like we'll fund nonprofits and work with them over time. Invented like the nonprofit premium and like the auto pen. So it's a 90-year-old company. So I am the chief AI and product officer, and that's a lot of fun, and that's kind of how you get there, I guess.
Oh, well, and I want to ask both of you something, because one word that's come up several times today, and I don't even think this was that intentional, was around failure, right? And so, I mean, Judy, you talked about nonprofits that often have less room for error, but Alex, I want to start with you on this one in terms of what you're seeing, is that like what separates AI products that have that one can look back on as a success in some way versus one that didn't make it.
Good, thank you. I think the answers in your question First, you have to understand what the success look like. Visualize it, like imagine, document it, and then you'll target the success. Also, you will need to consider stronger foundation. I believe Brand mentioned it, you mentioned about the governance, about the data quality, how it will impact. If you try to build AI on the wrong data, you will not be successful. If you try to build AI on the limited data, if data will get poisoned along the way, you will not be successful. It's, you ask for a few. I can keep going.
We could keep it quick. Judah, any thoughts?
Yeah, sure. I'll be really brief on this one. I promised last time I would be. I think it's about use cases. AI generally products, people, companies fail because they don't have like a clear application vector instead of use cases.
And so then Alex, I like where you were going with the data governance. Yeah, so there's a lot of promise for AI help with decision making, but there are also biases, there are also blind spots, and so how do you wind up working with AI and helping companies do so to make sure that they're making better decisions?
Sure. So their governance, I will not be kind of telling something new. It's a must for any AI project, and it's probably have to lead the way too. When you're dealing AI with regulatory compliance, with a HIPAA, with a GDPR, it's a must. It's a mandatory part of the component. Bias, it can help because bias in data in medical field, right? When you deal with rare diseases, right? There's not enough data, and some of the data skewed just because of the nature of the data. So how to make it outcome of it like more ethical compliance? And this is where their governance can help you there.
Terrific. Anything to add, Judah?
In terms of governance, yeah, I kind of invert the problem with AI, right? Like, what is it that we're solving for? And what's the appropriate level of governance on that? Like, when you get into data, yeah, clearly, I think the core principles of, master data management and data synchronization and all like the core, IT practices and professional, data engineering and processing practices are like even more crucial. But like I think there's also another angle of governance is like in order to be able to do that, you have to align what you're doing to use cases that are tied to value, right? So one of the things I liked about seeing the Mozart AI today was like there was a clear medical, healthcare use case around patient records and compliance and being able to make sure that, it's done on-prem and in a secure HIPAA compliant environment. And so that has a lot of the factors that, mitigate failure and like allow for governance. But ultimately, like there's a level of governance above like the project, and I think, that has to be aligned with business outcomes that sort of say, well, if I'm going to make this investment in that, governance or, a verticalized solution for, something, it's clear you got to define what that something is and, how things are going to be better, right? Increased revenue or reduced costs. And when you do that, and I think like there's a level of governance that, overall on AI that, is focused on its application and its return. That's, informed by like the projects and the things you want to do and the resources and time you need to do them. So governance is important, 100%.
And then getting into resources, I think one of the big questions that comes up is like, there's a lot of this push and pull now of trying to automate everything that can be automated, but also, like there's human in the loop. Sometimes it's like human way more than just in the loop, and it's like how much is AI powered automation even helping. How do you figure out what that right balance should even be? I mean, Judah, I feel like you want to chime in first on it.
Yeah, so like I have a thing, and I didn't invent this. I heard this somewhere. I wish I was clever enough to invent this phrase, but I'll share it with you and feel free to, reuse it like I am, which is like called human in control,
Mhm.
and I think that's probably better than human in the loop, right? Human in control applies a mastery and sophistication where, you sort of factored in risk and all that. So I like that. But when we say like AI automation, like what do we mean? Not to be too pedantic or academic, right? But there is this, when we talk about bias, Alex, right? Like this fallacy that we have as humans, all of us mere flawed humans, is like this nominal fallacy that we say something and like we know what it means. So we say AI, we know what it means. And so like to me, right, when I think of AI, that may be very different than other folks on the line. Like one of the sort of cons of the um, spaces that we all bring to the table with AI is this idea of like generative and LLMs. But, companies like Squark and, very, talented folks who've been in the space a while, like, it's more than LLMs, right? There's traditional machine learning, which is kind of where most of the money is being made. Still very relevant. So like when we say automation, what do we mean? And like how far down the line do we go? So if we mean like we're going to create tools on the functions in our business for like agents to use to sort of, automate workflows across systems, like Manus or, Operator, that's kind of a different level of AI automation than like I'm generating, marketing collateral using Jasper or, some GPT or O model from OpenAI. Um, to point of what even, Mozart is, right? And its ability to ingest, as I understand it, patient records and, make the responses to the LLM more precise, right? And economical and contextual. So like it means what is the level of AI automation? I mean, in a software product like Spark, the whole thing is an AI automation ultimately, but there's like, it's auto ML. There are functions of it that are, AI controls. So again, like getting back to like core principles with AI, it's kind of, I really just think it's like, what is your use case? And like, how does that make the situation better by increasing revenue, reducing costs? And then how do you like justify that within the context of where you're at in your organization, your level and the strategy and, and ultimately governance will fall into line and, the use case will fall into line and, these other principles that we've discussed will too.
Thanks, Judah. Alex, any thoughts on that one?
I'll be quick and I'll be just with interesting concept because we're out of time. There's a lot of articles and posting about the AI replacing programmers or developers. I strongly feel it will not happen. It's maybe kind of our experience with one of their largest cloud provider. We were successfully able to substitute AI for small low-code development for test cases validation. But when it's come to complex issue resolution, it was not successful. It needs human in the loop, human in control. It will need our brain cells to figure out what was wrong and why it's working or what's not working. It's kind of short.
Yeah. Not my specialty. Not my specialty. But think about it, right? Like imagine if we were weavers, right? And like we're sitting there and we're like, we're on a hand weaving Zoom back when weaving was the thing versus marketing. And someone said, hey, check out this loom. How would you react to that, right? As a loomer? I think it depends on the loomer. But let's put it this way, the weaving changed from that point forward. And how we embrace this stuff and at what level it's going to replace humans or how to govern it, how to automate with it, how to ensure, your data has integrity and it's aligned with the use case. I think it's all still very early in being defined. But ultimately, like, I think if you were a loomer who ignored or a weaver who ignored the loom, you probably wouldn't be employed for a lot longer, and you would eventually be outpaced. So I would encourage us all to like worry less about be replacing labor replacement of ourselves and focus more on like what are the use cases that can drive efficiency to make our business better. And I think that will rise the water for all ships. I think you may get into more deep water with or without a life jacket is like resisting or like supporting the fun. Ultimately it's an intelligence revolution or any type of revolution, and we're all part of it and we're all learning together. And if we keep humans in control and we focus on like the core principles of business, the future is very bright for everybody. Probably means more free time and like being able to focus on higher order things, at least in like first world economies and where we all exist. So and also frees us up to think about other higher order concepts like nonprofits and what happens in other economies and in parts of the globe. So I just want to thank David and Alex for letting me come and riff and answer questions, and thank you all for sticking around.
Yeah,
and
thanks,
really
everyone.
enjoyed the program today. Very well designed as always, David, and I look forward to seeing you in a mere several weeks.
Yeah, and I want to thank everyone for coming. I'm really looking forward to that keynote from Weavers to Loomers. I want to hear more about that.
Nice.
So I think we already have a sequel to this ready to go. Judah, thanks so much. Alex, Brent, Isha, always just the best learning from you. Anyone else has follow-up questions, feel free to reach out to me or the team, and we'll send the follow-up info after. So great spend some time with all of you today, and look forward to staying in touch. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Have a great afternoon, everybody.